today on Twitch Chat's Guide to the Internet, we are discussing Know Your Gaos. You're probably wondering, what do I mean by Gao? Gao in Japanese means face. And what kind of faces are we talking about here? Well, that's simple. This kind. Some of you may be familiar with a face like this. Now, this face is an Ahegao face. So this is a part of Japanese anime culture, most notably from Japanese pornography, but not excluded to Japanese pornography. Okay, let me be clear with that. It has come into the mainstream media as well. I'm sure all of you have seen it somewhere. It's on TikTok as well. You can't avoid a face like this. What if I told you that this face is just one part of a bigger story? That's what we're gonna be discussing today. But before we even dive into Ahegao, right, a face we are all familiar with, we need to first talk about Igao. Can anyone guess what that word means? Butthole face, incorrect. Sex face, no. Crying face, no. You're all getting closer. Not nut face, no. I will draw Igao for you here. Smiling face, that is right. So this is the root word for where we get Ahegao from. Under this iceberg, the tip of the iceberg, Igao, right? We had 4 subcategories. 4! There's Igao, which is the overarching face, and then we have Ahegao, which is the first most popularized subcategory of Igao. It's very important for you all to understand, okay? Because sometimes you might be looking at a face and you're like, wow, that's Ahegao. Wrong, incorrect. How dare you be so presumptuous? I'm gonna cancel you. You don't want that to happen, right? I don't want you to be canceled. I don't want to be canceled. So I'm here to show you the correct way. So there are 3 other subcategories other than Ahegao. Can anyone guess? Anyone here guess what the other 3 are by chance? Fuckagao? No. Toragao is based. Okay, we have a knowledgeable homie in chat. Broden seems to be very knowledgeable here. Correct. Toragao is one of the categories. Can I get a Cotton 4K for Broden real quick? Cotton 4K, you just outed yourself, homie. Unfortunate for you, but great for us. I can't wait to tell my mom about this later. I can't wait for you to tell your mom and also show your mom. Actually, your mom might be very familiar with this face because of last night, you know what I'm saying? Woo! Oh, baby. Wow, look at all these faces. Why don't you make my face smile and subscribe? I would really appreciate it. Right here, subscribe. That button, actually this one doesn't really do anything, but if you subscribe, a happy face. Let's discuss a little bit about Ahegao, right? So Ahegao dates as far back as the early 1990s. That is correct. Ahegao is a 90s baby. Characteristics: crossed eyes, tongue out, blushed face. Now, asterisk here, not a sole indicator, okay? So, just because there is blush does not mean it's only Ahegao, okay? Ahegao is defined as being fucked silly. Now, you're probably wondering, what does it mean to be fucked silly? If anyone knows what it means, please reach out, because I don't. You're gonna see a lot of categorization with Ahegao, and I'm gonna ruin this photo. I'm sorry. I don't know if you were doing something with it. The eyes, a lot of characteristics are the eyes twitching. All right. Now, Ahegao is also panting face. Panting face. All right. The next face is Toro Gao. We talked about this a little earlier, but I got ahead of myself. Here's the example of Toro Gao that I have. So here is a perfect example, and I'm gonna show this example. I want you all to know right now, if you're bricked up, if you're ready to go, I want you to stand up, take a walk, turn to your right, hit your lamp off because you're packing, all right? Walk a little bit, and then come back and sit down, all right? Because I can't have you doing all that on my stream, all right? I don't have a mop. It might have where this picture is from. Please, I'm imploring you to not go and look this up, okay? Here we go. That is Toro Gao. We define this as melting pleasure. And characteristics in this one are the heart eyes. Heart eyes. All right? And the drooling. Drooling is a good indicator of Toro Gao because it is melting pleasure. They look as if they are melting. So that is Toro Gao, melting pleasure, which is different than Ahegao, which is the twitching of the eyes, the silliness. There is silliness involved in Ahegao. There is an innate pleasure in Toro Gao. Number 3. All right, and this is the one that I might be mispronouncing, okay? All right, it is Jesugao or Gesugao. This defined as warped evilness. That is a prime example of Jesugao. So you can see the evil turning, the minds are whirling. All right, the evilness, right? The evilness, the warped evilness. They don't care about you. Some characteristics, right? So some characteristics here are very important to notate. The one big one is just the eyes. It's all in these eyes. And I will state, this isn't one that is in particularly sexualized, okay? This is one that you see often in anime. It is a big anime trope, but it is not solely a sexualized category. So the eyes here are indicated by craziness. So I define this kind of as crazy eyes. The lack of care. Another characteristic is the lack of care for the other individual. This is a selfish face. They do not care about you. So the last category that we need to discuss here, okay? This is very simple. This is the fourth and final category. It is Kuso Gao. All right? Kuso with the root word meaning shit, right? In Japanese, it is that, and it has nothing to do with shit. Funny enough. Kuso Gao is defined as intoxicated euphoria. So intoxicated euphoria is like a drunk high. It's as if you are cross-faded. You are drunkenly high. You are feeling like you are on another plane. So this is a picture. This is a picture, right, of Kusugao. You see that they don't look as if they are fully present because of that high that they are on. They look like they are on another plane, right? You see the same features of the blushing and the eyes. The eyes here are cross-faded, okay? And I'll discuss that later. This is an example of Kusugao, right? Characteristics. All right, so we have the blushing that is a part of all Gao except for Jesugao, right? And then we have the tongue out, which is similar to that of Ahegao. But the main key difference is the eyes here. The eyes, right? So we talked about the eyes as a major characteristic. This is what allows the difference between Ahegao and Kusugao. So instead of the cross-eyed, so Ahegao is cross-eyed, Kusugao here is that drunken look, the drunken look. Drowsy eyes, great word. Drowsy eyes. These, you see drowsy eyes here. So now you are all a bit more knowledgeable. It is not just Ahegao that matters right here. There are 3 other categories that fall under it. And now you can know the faces a little bit better, right? You can know the faces. Most importantly, you have Ahegao, which is smiling face. You have Ahegao, right, which is being fucked silly. Jesugao, which is a warped evilness. You have Torogao, which is melted pleasure. And you have Kusugao, which is intoxicated euphoria. So now, Twitch Chat's guide to the internet, Know Your Gaos, is complete. If you enjoyed what you're watching, please leave a comment down below about what kind of faces you make if you're in a silly, goofy mood. Hopefully, not one of these.